Well guys, I just got home from work and I received a package. Let's see what it is. Alright, let me get rid of all these peanuts before they blow away here. So as you can see, they put a nice layer on top. They've got a box in a box, peanuts in between. Okay guys, so there you have it. The inside box that'll contain what I ordered. And you'll notice that there is a number on here, 781. So I'm going to assume that is the serial number. Now it's a good thing they package it like this, because this outer box did have a few indents in it and did have some damage. So the peanuts surrounding the actual product should help out. And I've got the box out, the inner box, and the serial number is in the same orientation that you see the flaps closed. So this was actually sitting in here like that. Alright, let's open up the inner box. Okay, you can see that bulge right there. That must be, yep, that is the, oh, the focuser. So that's the focuser knob. That was on there just like that. Let's see what we got here. Something from Lunt. Important information. Warranty registration, fact section, Lunt solar system photos, and excuse me, their products, and additional support. And this must be like the their instruction manual on the 40mm dedicated H-alpha scope. And then we have below that the Starlight Instruments information, because I did get this with a an upgraded focuser. So let's see what we have here. This actually looks like it would be an insert that you could use in a case. If you put this in a hard case for eyepieces. This, I'm not sure what this is. This is some little knurled like thumb screw that was sitting in here. Oh, I ordered a couple, I think they're the BG38. I'll double check my receipt. I told them to get a couple extra of those just for the hell of it. And, oh, they're supplying Allen wrenches for the soul searcher, for the adjustment. Which is good to have. I've got hordes of these, different kind. But it's good to have in case somebody doesn't have Allen wrenches. It's good to supply those. And I was correct. Before we even take the scope out of the box and the plastic bag, you can see it says serial number 781 right there. Let's pull this bad boy out of here. Oh yeah. It does have a dovetail plate down, or dovetail down here, which I'm gonna change it around a little bit, but it does come supplied with the Vixen style, I'm gonna assume. I've got to look at this because it was turning, so I'm not sure if this is tight. Okay, I'll have to, this is the, I think this has to be tightened down. I think it's loose. I'm going to assume, yeah, that it's got to be tightened down like that. So now that's tight. And then this, you know, it looks like looks like that's a spare knob there to tighten down the diagonal. Or hang on a second, to yeah, for the diagonal. But what I'm wondering is, do I need to tighten these down? Because right now, as you can see, we've got the focuser on top. So I'm not quite sure. Well, I'm going to have to look at that. It was loose. I'll have to look at that and see if I've got to loosen something up and get this rotated down. Okay guys, I made sure that the orientation of the focuser, the pinion part, was parallel with the base here. And actually these three were, you can see those three little ones there, they were loose. So I loosened up a little bit more, got it the way I wanted it, and then snugged them down. And again, you will need a 1/16 inch Allen wrench. So now let's see what I paid for this. So initially I called Lunt, spoke to them over the phone, and I ordered on February the 16th of 23. It was a Thursday. And then I ordered the Lunt 40mm dedicated H-alpha telescope, f10. I wanted that with the B1200 blocking filter. Also at that time I decided to get the Feather Touch focuser for it. Just the standard Feather Touch. And as you can see, that was $1,326. Now, after some consideration, later that day I called them back and asked them to upgrade the Feather Touch to the dual speed. That added another $160. So the $1,326 was with the standard Feather Touch. So an additional $160. So I think, as I recall, it was $320 extra for the Feather Touch standard focuser. And an additional $160 was for to have the dual speed pinion put on it. Then later on, as it got closer, when I spoke to them, I asked them to just put in, even though there's a 5-year warranty on the blocking filter, I wanted 2 extra BG38 blocking filters. Those were only $10 a piece. So I thought that was a no-brainer just to have them extra, even though, you know, if within 5 years something happens, I can get a free one. At least I would have one on hand. And I was told by Faye that they've got them coated now. That should not be a problem. Now, I did receive a phone call on Wednesday, May 10th of 23, that the scope was ready to ship. So if we go from February 16th of 23 to to the May 10th, that's 84 days. They did tell me it'd be 2 to 3 months because of the additional feather touch focuser. That's what would make it take longer. So it was 84 days. Now what I did do though is it was very close to my closing date on my Discover card. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's wait a few more days and I'll call you back and make the purchase then, which I did on the 15th, which was a Monday. May 15th I did that because the 13th was a closing date on my credit card. So obviously it gives you 2 months to pay for it. You know, good move on my part. It's only a few days later. And then I did receive the scope on May 18th of 23. They do have UPS ground shipping. I was so glad it was UPS as their standard and not FedEx, which is also known as Fed Up to me. And that you didn't have to have it signature required. I have a video camera set up that shows any deliveries, whether they're delivered or not, so I can always tell. And I also ordered this again over the phone, which I really liked because it allowed me to ask questions. Again, when I called later in the day to update, I'm dealing directly with the company, so I like that. They did not even take my credit card, nothing. No down payment, no credit card. They required nothing. There was another place that I checked on, and they wanted to take your credit card. So I really like the fact that Lunt does allow you to deal directly with them. So the total for this was $1,506. Now my state I have to pay sales tax. I was told that there are several states that require it. So on top of the $1,506, I had to pay sales tax. Alright guys, so this concludes part 1, which is the unboxing. In part 2, I will go over the scope extensively, use different eyepieces, give you my impressions, and I will also be comparing it to the older version, the 35mm Lunt that I also have.